Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For a radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also, just joining us through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music, we're glad you all could be with us as well. But as you guys know, one of the biggest shows on television right now is Fear the Walking Dead. And as it's getting ready for its final episodes coming up on November the 19th, we're excited to welcome Danay Garcia to our broadcast today. She's going to talk to us not only about the experience, but also as an actress and director, what it's been like for her to be a part of some amazing projects and what we should be looking forward to maybe as the show comes to an end. Tonight, thank you again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to talk about the show. It's funny, like every time I hear people say, oh, it's the end. What do you think of the end? And it just gets to me. It's like, wow, it is the end, actually.
I'm so glad you...
End.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that tonight. I watched an interview when I was prepping for this from 5 years ago, and you were talking about how people, kind of look to you to kind of save them in case something happens, and what that experience has kind of been like. I mean, how does it feel to have been a part of something that is really not only taking over television, Danay, but really has become its own movement in itself?
It is its own movement. It's so weird. When I joined the show, I felt like this is huge. You can feel it, the energy and the content that we're telling, and we're really pushing boundaries and stuff. But the fact that it lasted for 8 seasons, being in that mode, that place with the same people, it's surreal. It kind of like changed your life. Like it's in the most interesting way, because it's not like, oh, it changed my life. No, it really transforms you, like even in the way you see the world, because the show is about the living, not the dead, but we're also challenging imagination of like what's life if our rules are taken out, like if there's no police station, no society, like what are you going to do on your own? How could you make this possible and thrive and being in the headspace as an artist and how to make it interesting every year was such a challenge, but the best challenge, right? So being able to make it to the end, which is something that, by the way, when you join a show like this, one of the things that they tell you is like, hey, we're going to go for as long as we would like to, for as long as it makes sense, but at the same time, we can guarantee that your character will last the entire season, because it's the apocalypse. Anybody can die. So every year it always was like, oh, I don't know if this could be the end. Then you wait for the next script, and it keeps you on your toes. But then when you are shooting the actual end of the season of the show, you're like, oh my God, I made it. This is insane. I actually make it. Like I did not. Like if someone would have said you're gonna make it to the end, I'm like, I don't believe it, because how anything could happen.
Right.
But when you actually make it, it's like you start looking around, and I remember feeling this insane feelings of gratitude and emotions that were rolling around. It was such a beautiful feeling to actually finish something you started and that you feel so proud of.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
And then now you've had so many great accomplishments in your career, not only, of course, being an actress, also being a model and your director. I mean, talk to us about what that's been like for you as a creative individual, to be able to put on these different hats and to play in these different fields, because not only were you, of course, seen on Fear, of Fear the Walking Dead, but also, of course, you got a chance to direct an episode as well. What was that experience like?
I always believe in challenging yourself and extend your keep yourself always growing. And after being on the show for so long, and some of the actors already directed, like Coleman Domingo directed an episode, Lenny James, Alicia Denman Carey, you start seeing your friends kind of like stepping in, and they would always say, hey, give it a shot. You're going to love it. And I already directed a short that I wrote. And so when I stepped in, it literally was everything they said. It would change your life. And bear in mind, we're already in a place where our lives are, changing.
Right.
But it really did. It made me really understand the world that I worked in with a wider lens. Like, for example, as an actor, I would just show up on set and everything will be done. Like, the set will be done, everything will be said, the costume, props, everything. But as a director, you're actually part of the process of choosing and picking what set you want to shoot the scene, what props. And you get to see your friends, the head department that's been with us for so long, really do their magic. Like, they see me act, I got to see them create right there and then. And it really, like, it made me understand, like, wow, this is what you do. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, whoa. I mean, obviously I know what they do, but I got to see them creating it from scratch, which was another experience. So much admiration and love for them and for what they're giving us for so long. They made us look so good every time.
Yeah.
And, guiding them in that process, like, I could not start in a better place my journey as a director. If I would have started my first acting gig as a director in a show that I don't know people, or like I don't know the actors, I don't know the crew, it would have been different. It would have been fun and amazing, but here I felt like in a comfort and the love of a family chosen,
Right.
And it was magical. It was something that I cannot thank them enough. And also Coleman Domingo and Kim Dickens, they were the actors, the main actors of that episode. It's episode 7 called Anton, and it's basically the return of Strand, of Coleman, his character, and guiding Coleman throughout the journey, and him giving me his soul and his magic. And Kim Dickens these are people that I love. It was crazy. It was I could not be more proud and happy every single day.
Right. Well, we're so excited tonight for you and the rest of the cast. Make sure, audience, you guys are tuned in for the final episodes airing back-to-back November the 19th. Again, Fear the Walking Dead. Danay Garcia has been our guest tonight. So excited for you. Congratulations on all your success, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
For sure. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.